Okay, let's see where we are. I think I might be live. I'm waiting for the green dot. Oh, I'm live! Woo! Yes, okay, here we are for another. Let me get my stuff set up here. Yes, yes. All right, okay. Here we are for another live English lesson. That's right. So, what are we studying today? I think that's a great question. All right, so first we're going to talk about an idiom. That's right. We're going to describe and summarize a picture. We're going to use the picture and the idiom to create a conversation. We're going to use pictures to explain vocabulary and phrases from the conversation, right? To make sure you understand everything. Oh, then we're going to test you with a quiz. I love quizzes. Let's take a quick look at some of the vocabulary we'll be covering in this lesson. Okay, the idiom is in touch, right? We'll also be talking about ex-wife, lawyer, and notary. Interesting. We'll be taking a look at a picture. We'll describe it and talk about it. We'll summarize the picture, right? Make sure you can describe it in just a few sentences. Then we'll use that picture to create a conversation. We're going to talk about the sentence, steal the prize chickens. I'll give you other ways to say it. Other ways to say lay low for a while. Our secret channels. Does he have a shotgun? When the chickens are plump. The greatest heist. Right, and of course we're going to do a quiz. Right, okay, so I think we are ready to get started. Okay, let's talk about the idiom, in touch. Okay, and if you guys have comments or you want to say something, I will answer, and I'm going to say hello to everyone. Hello. Okay, here we go. We say in touch when we want to maintain contact or communication with the person. So we don't want to lose contact, we want to keep contact and be able to communicate and talk with them, right? So we could say stay in touch, be in touch, keep in touch, or get in touch, right? So we have 4 separate ways to use the idiom in touch. And the situation for each could be maybe a little bit different, but in general, they're quite the same. It's all about communication and being able to maintain contact with someone. Okay, so let's do an example using the idiom so it's a little more clear. Okay, here we are. If I don't get in touch with our lawyer, I won't be able to stay in touch with my ex-wife and kids. So here they're using get in touch, right? You could say, if I don't stay in touch with our lawyer, it has a little bit different feeling. Stay in touch would be to maintain an ongoing relationship, right? Not just one time, probably not just 2, but over and over again. If you say be in touch, if I'm not in touch with our lawyer, right? We might not say be in touch exactly here, but we could say if I'm not in touch with our lawyer. Similar, if I'm not in communication. Here when it says get in touch, the idea is that I've probably communicated with the lawyer before, but I need to do it again. And maybe it's been a while since I communicated with the lawyer, right? So, and if I don't get in touch with our lawyer, then I won't be able to stay in touch, right? Maintain communication with my ex-wife and kids. Let's take a look at the word ex-wife. Okay, so ex-wife with all the angry pictures. So an ex-wife is a woman to whom someone was formerly married, right? But now they're divorced, right? Okay, so in this picture over here, we can see the heart, and it's broken down the middle, and they're divorced. They're no longer together. And unfortunately, the word ex-wife usually has a negative connotation, a negative feeling about it, like maybe she's upset a lot or she's pissed off a lot, but it might not be true, right? Maybe there was just a good reason to separate and they're no longer together. But if someone is referring to the ex-wife, it's probably the husband, right? And the husband was not happy. So when he talks about the ex-wife, he talks about how she used to scream and yell and she was horrible and it was just bad and right. So they got a divorce. Okay, so let's talk about the word lawyer, right? I'll give you some other words which are similar to lawyer. Okay, so here we go. We have pictures and it's all about the law, right? The government that makes the laws, and the lawyers are the people that basically help other people understand them. Or they go to court, they have to interpret the law and use the law, research the law, right? So lawyer, here are other ways to say lawyer. Here we go, we could say attorney. We could say legal advisor. We could say legal practitioner. And we could also say counselor. And I think I spelled this one wrong. We'll fix it. Practitioner. There it is. Aha. Leave space for one more. Wonderful. We can say counsel, right? These are similar ways to say lawyer, and it might depend on what situation and when you want to use them. Attorney. I need to get my attorney, and he'll talk with you. I can be your legal advisor on the matter. I have a law degree, or, I'm a legal practitioner. I practice law in the court. If you're in court, the judge might say, please approach the bench, counselor. The counselor is just referring to the attorneys, the lawyers that are present. And counsel is the person who is advising their client. They're working with their client, saying, maybe it's a good idea, don't say anything right now. Or let me see the contract and I will review the writing for you and see if it's good, right? All right, let's see here. Okay. So let's go back to the example once again. Oh, wait. I forgot about something. I think this is important. The word notary. When I was traveling in South America and in Indonesia, sometimes they would say notaris, notario, or something that would be similar to notary. And in the United States, the word notary is much different than an attorney. So I think, well, depends on the country, and I haven't been to all of the countries. But when I was in Chile, when I was in South America, in Indonesia, the notaries in those countries are basically like attorneys. So they have the power and the education and the influence of an attorney. So they're very similar to a lawyer. But in the United States, a notary is not a lawyer, right? It's different. Okay, in the United States, in the USA, a notary is not an attorney. It's very important, right? Because in the US, a notary, you don't have to have a lot of skills or education. But an attorney, you have to have, be certified, you have to go to college, you have to have a law degree. So in the USA, a notary is not an attorney, right? It's possible that they could have both things. Sometimes a lawyer is a notary, or a notary is a lawyer as well, but they're two separate things. So in the USA, I can't speak for every country in the world, but in the USA, a notary confirms the ID of people before they sign a contract, right? So when we say the ID, the passport, maybe the driver's license, something with their picture and their name, which is official, probably from the government, saying this is George, George Johnson, or something like that. So the notary, they meet the person, they see the ID, and the person will need to sign. They're going to sign a contract, like in this picture. And the notary makes sure that the person signing puts this, similar signature, the same name as their name in the passport. And then the notary will, well, depending on the place, but my experience, they'll put a stamp, boom, They put a stamp on the paper like this, and it's their seal, it's their proof, their promise that the people who signed the contract showed their IDs and they're real, right? It's actually the person who signed. Okay, so remember, in the USA, a notary is not an attorney. You could have a person who is both a notary and an attorney, but an attorney and a notary are different skill sets, right? Different abilities. Okay, Tala Salih Migohar says, hello, hello, welcome. All right, so this was a notary, and I thought it was important to explain to you that in my country, in the United States, a notary is not the same as a lawyer, right? A lawyer has more skills, they can give more advice, more legal stuff. Okay, so once again, the example, if I don't get in touch with our lawyer, I won't be able to stay in touch with my ex-wife and kids. So I need to talk with our lawyer or else I'm not going to be able to communicate. I won't be able to maintain communication with my ex-wife and kids. All right, Leila Almeida says, good morning. Good morning. Good evening for me, but hey, good day everywhere in the world. All right. So let's move forward and we are going to talk about the picture. Okay, and I'm going to describe the picture now, and I'm going to give kind of a lot of details. And in the comments, if you guys want to help me, that would be great. Tell me what you see in the picture, right? And I will respond to your comments. Okay, so in this picture, I see Pete and I see Rick, and it looks like the location is next to a forest or woods. Right? It's outside. And I would say it's during the day because it's still light out. It's not that dark. And I'm going to guess that it's probably midday. I think the trees are probably blocking some of the sunshine because the trees are probably very tall. But I would guess that it's midday. Pete is standing on the left. Rick is standing on the right. And they are standing, it looks like, on a deck, or maybe yeah, probably like a deck. There's a wood railing that we can call it. They're leaning on it. They both have their elbows on it and they're leaning on top of the railing on the deck. Pete is wearing a blue t-shirt and it looks like he has light brown pants. Pete has dark hair, quite dark hair, dark brown hair. Rick has it's like a gray shirt with kind of a design on it, and he has darker brown pants, but they're also brown pants. Rick is wearing a backpack. Most of the backpack is red color, or maybe a maroon color. And the back pocket, or the outside pocket of the backpack, is like a rainbow color. So there's a whole bunch of different colors, right? So we have Pete and we have Rick, and they are leaning on the railing of a deck. And I don't know, they could be chatting. Well, we know they will be chatting because we're going to make a conversation. But first, we're going to summarize the picture. So the idea is to not give all the details. The details are important, but maybe for a different situation. If someone just said, okay, can you give me a quick summary of this picture? Tell me about it, but in a few sentences. So here's what I would say. There are different ways to do it. This is how I would do it. I would say 2 teenage boys are standing outside on a deck. In front of them is a forest. They're both leaning against the railing and having an interesting conversation. The weather is nice and warm. One boy is wearing a backpack. Okay, so this is a summary, right? It's not a lot of detail, but it's enough to be able to make a picture in your head. Like if someone else can't see the picture, you're talking to them on the phone, and they say, okay, what are you looking at? Oh, I'm looking at this picture, and this is what it's about. So here it is. I'm going to read it out loud. Here's an opportunity. I will pause after I read through it so you can repeat after me. Okay, here we go. 2 teenage boys are standing outside on a deck. In front of them is a forest. They're both leaning against the railing and having an interesting conversation. The weather is nice and warm. One boy is wearing a backpack. Okay, go ahead, repeat out loud. Okay, and in the comments, Tala Salimigohar says it seems like they are in Vietnam. Sure, I suppose it's possible. Maybe the kind of vegetation. Vegetation just means like the leaves and the plants and the trees. Maybe they're in a tropical place. That's possible, right? Okay, so that would, if it's tropical, it's probably nice warm weather, and that's why they can wear short sleeve shirts, right? Okay, so we just summarized the picture. All right, let's move forward. Now it's time to create. Woo, I love to create a conversation. And if you know anything about our conversations, they may be a little bit strange sometimes. Aha. See, first in the comment, Layla Almeida says railing. Okay, so let me go back quick. A railing. All right, if you can see my mouse, the railing is the wood part of the deck. It's like a fence, the top part of the deck. This is the railing. It's like the edge where they have their elbows. Their elbows are leaning on top of the railing, right? Tala Salimigohar says vegetation. Here I will put down how it's spelled. I would spell it like this: vegetation. It's just like the plants, the trees, the green stuff, right? Okay, great questions. I like questions. All right, so let's make a conversation. Let's see what they're talking about. So Pete goes first. After we steal the prize chickens, we'll need to lay low for a while. Rick, I agree. We'll have to keep in touch through our secret channels. Pete, how loud do you think the chickens will be? Does the farmer have a shotgun? Rick, stop worrying so much. I'll be in touch when the chickens are plump. Pete, this is going to be the greatest heist in the history of this tiny town. Okay, first step is to make the idioms, find the idioms, and make them bold. Once again, just to let you know, the idiom of the day is in touch. So that is the phrase we're looking for in the conversation right now, and we're going to make it bold. Let's see. Say keep in touch, right? Let's make it bold so it stands out, and you can see how it fits in the conversation. All right, there's another one, I think. All right, I'll be in touch when the chickens are plump. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to say the conversation at regular speed. Let's see if I can get it to line up here. Nice. Wonderful. Okay, so here we go. Pete starts. After we steal the prize chickens, we'll need to lay low for a while. Rick, I agree. We'll have to keep in touch through our secret channels. Pete, how loud do you think the chickens will be? Does the farmer have a shotgun? Rick, stop worrying so much. I'll be in touch when the chickens are plump. Pete, this is going to be the greatest heist in the history of this town, of this tiny town. Okay, let's see. Tala Sali Migohar says, can we say vegetation instead of backyard? No, I wouldn't say that. Vegetation is inside the backyard, but the backyard is the area, and the vegetation is the plants and the green stuff, right? Tala Salim Migohar says, lay low for a while. Don't worry, we're going to come back and explain things in the conversation. Luz Avila says, good morning. Thanks for your help. You are an amazing teacher. All right. Thanks for the great compliment. Wonderful. All right, so let's continue. So I just created the conversation. I said the conversation at regular speed. Now we go back through and talk about some of the phrases and vocabulary to make sure we understand. All right, so first we're going to talk about steal the prize chickens. Let me put it over here. Steal the prize, the prize chickens. Oh, so these guys have an interesting plan. Here we go. Steal the prize chickens? I'm pretty sure everyone knows what a chicken is. They're delicious. But these are special chickens. They are prize chickens. So, in the United States, sometimes the farmers get together at like a county fair or something, and they have a competition to see who can be the best chicken, or who has the best chickens, the most beautiful, the most healthy, maybe the biggest, and they win prizes. So this is a blue ribbon, right? And whoever gets the blue ribbon is number one, right? I think they also have like a red ribbon for second place and different ones depending on the location. But whoever wins the blue ribbon means they have the prize chickens. Okay, so here are other ways to say steal the prize chickens. Let me know if you have other ways to say steal the prize chickens. Put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. So you could say take the prize chickens. You could say run off with the prize chickens. We could also say abscond. Not really common, but it's possible to say abscond with the prize chickens. We could also say help. Help ourselves to the prize chickens. Okay, so these are all similar ways, not exactly, right? Because the words are a little bit different, but very similar ways to say steal the prize chickens. The whole idea is these two boys, these two guys, Pete and Rick, they have a plan to steal the prize chickens, take them. And it's not, I mean, the farmer would probably say, no, what the heck are you doing? Okay, so let's do some pronunciation. I will say each one and then pause so you can repeat out loud. If you're participating in the pronunciation, please show me some apples in the comments and it lets me know that you are participating. Okay, so repeat after me. Steal the prize chickens. Take the prize chickens. Run off with the prize chickens. Abscond with the prize chickens. Help ourselves to the prize chickens. All right, I see lots of green apples from Tala Salimigohar, right? Great. So that means you're doing pronunciation with me? Wonderful. Okay, so I think the least common one here is abscond. I mean, I hear it sometimes, but it's just not as common as steal or to take or to run off with. Run off with is a phrase and it just, you know, you grab it and you run, right? Because someone might say, hey, that's mine, you can't take that, or they chase you. So abscond is to like hide while you're doing it and you steal something, right? Okay. These are other ways to say steal the prize chickens. Back to the conversation. So Pete says, after we steal the prize chickens, we'll need to lay low for a while. Lay low for a while. I think in the comments, Tala Salimigohar says, what does it mean lay low for a while? Well, I think it's time that we should talk about it. Here we go, lay low for a while. Let's see, let's take a look. What does it mean? All right, so it can be a sentence all by itself. Here it's more of a command. You're telling someone, lay low for a while, or we need to lay low for a while. These pictures probably give you an idea of what it means. So I'm going to give you other ways to say lay low for a while, and then we'll talk about the pictures, okay? Here we go. So you could say avoid attention for a while. You could say hide, whoop, better spell it right. Hide out for some time. Keep ourselves out of view for a period of time. Okay, so the idea is that if you need to lay low, you've probably done something that attracts attention, and if you go walking around outside, people are going to, well, maybe if it's illegal something you did, the police are going to catch you and put you in jail, right? So like in this conversation, the two boys are planning to steal the prize chickens, right? And maybe these prize chickens are worth a lot of money, so the farmer would probably be very upset if they took them. So after they steal them, there's going to be a lot of attention. People are calling the police. People are looking for the chickens. So they need to lay low. They need to avoid attention for a while. Maybe like hide out. When they say hide out, I think of this picture right here, where the boy or the person is looking through a hole in the box. I mean, you don't have, maybe they're not going to hide in a box, but the idea is they're keeping hidden so people can't see them, right? They don't want other people to know where they are, right? Keep ourselves out of view for a period of time. So we need some time to go by. They didn't say lay low forever. They said lay low for a while, right? So after something happens and there are police and all that stuff, they come and everyone's like going crazy, what's happening? But after a while, things start to calm down, right? And then maybe they can walk around. All right, Tala Salimigohar says thumbs up, thumbs up. So I think you understand what it means. So I like this. I like this picture here. So we have a tornado or a twister or a cyclone in the background, and it's kind of chasing the car. So maybe the person in the car, I don't know, maybe they stole prize chickens, and the chickens are in the back seat, and they're trying to get away. And the twister or the tornado kind of represents maybe the police or the farmer trying to catch them and get their stuff back, right? So they have to run away and probably hide. Here the people are, the guys are running, and there's a clock, which means you probably need to run and then hide and then stay low for a while. This guy is just running in the dark. Okay, so that is the meaning of lay low for a while. Let's do pronunciation. Repeat after me and put some apples in the comments if you're doing pronunciation. Here we go. Lay low for a while. Avoid attention for a while. Hide out for some time. Keep ourselves out of view for a period of time. Okay, all right, back to the conversation. All right, so we made it through the first part. So Pete, after we steal the prize chickens, we'll need to lay low for a while. Okay, so Rick, I agree. I think so too. We'll have to keep in touch through our secret channels. So when we have in touch, keep in touch here, we need to maintain communication. Let's go back to the idiom, right? We want to maintain contact or communication with the person. And different ways to use in touch: stay in touch, be in touch, keep in touch, get in touch. I want communication, right? I don't want you to disappear and I can't talk to you, right? Here we go. We'll have to keep in touch through our secret channels. Okay, I think this is an opportunity to talk about our secret channels. And if anyone has an idea what secret channels are, let us know in the comments. Okay, here we go. Our secret channels. All right, so the pictures, I think they give you a pretty good idea of what we're going to be talking about. Secret is a very common word. Ooh, it's secret. Don't share it with anybody. We're going to keep the information hidden. All right, our secret channels. So here we go. Here's the first other way to say our secret channels. We could say our hidden communication methods. So methods and channels are, in this situation, ways to communicate, right? Maybe it's a cell phone, maybe it's a computer, maybe you're writing a note and you're hiding a note, something like that. We say our concealed ways of communicating. Huh? Concealed is another way to say hidden, right? So the verb here would be to conceal. The verb here inside would be to hide. So concealed and hidden both mean, you can't see it. It's hidden. We're not able to find it right now. And another way is our disguised channels of communication. Okay, so disguised is a little bit different. It's like it's there, but it's changed in such a way that it's difficult to understand it. Like if someone wears a mask or something, it's still the same person, but they're doing something to make it more difficult to know who they are. So maybe a disguised channel of communication could be like a secret code, right? So they spell the words in a different way, but there's a secret understanding of what it means if you spell it in a different way. So it could be a hidden way or channel of communication, right? So here we go. Repeat after me. Our secret channels. Our hidden communication methods. Our concealed ways of communicating. Our disguised channels of communication. All right, so these are other ways to say our secret channels. And in this situation, they're talking about being able to communicate with each other. So maybe after they steal the chickens, the prize chickens, they're going to split up and they don't want to stay together. So maybe someone goes to a different city and this guy goes to a different city, but they need to be able to communicate somehow. Okay, so let's go to back to the conversation. So Rick, I agree, we'll have to keep in touch through our secret channels. Pete, how loud do you think the chickens will be? So are the chickens going to be like and making such a loud noise that everyone can hear them? I think Pete is a little bit worried. Does the farmer have a shotgun? Let's talk about what is a shotgun. A shotgun is a specific type of firearm. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to give you other ways to say, does he have a shotgun? The picture is very nice and easy to understand. This is a shotgun, right? And maybe this is the farmer. He's sitting on his porch on the deck and he's holding his shotgun and he has a book. How nice. Well, doesn't everyone hold a gun when they read their book? Maybe it helps him to read better and focus, or he's afraid someone is going to steal his prized chickens. All right, so this is the ammunition for a shotgun. And the special thing about a shotgun is that it has a lot of different BBs or pellets in there. And they can be big pieces of steel, they can be really small ones. It just depends on the type of ammunition that the people choose. But when a shotgun shoots, it doesn't just shoot one object like a bullet and goes zoom. It goes like this. All the BBs spread out. So it's much easier to hit whatever you're shooting at. So if you're shooting at a chicken or a duck or something like that, the duck's going to move probably and fly away. But when the shotgun shoots, the BBs all spread out. They go like this. And it's like a wall of steel pellets, steel balls. And so it's probably going to hit the duck or the bird or whatever. Okay, so we could say, does he own a shotgun? Does the farmer keep a shotgun at his home? Do you think he is armed? And we'll probably say he is, right? He's armed with a shotgun. All right, so these are all different ways to communicate. Does he have a shotgun? Because if he has a shotgun, suddenly it becomes much more dangerous, right? Because he might want to protect his prize chickens, right? So maybe he can sell his chickens later and make money, and that's how he makes his living, right? So he's going to protect it, right? If he has a shotgun and someone comes and tries to steal his chickens, ba-boom, ba-boom, right? Okay. All right. So let's go back to the conversation. All right. So, Pete, how loud do you think the chickens will be? Does the farmer have a shotgun? Rick, stop worrying so much. Like, chill out, man. Relax, right? Don't worry so much. I'll be in touch when the chickens are plump. Here's an opportunity to talk about when the chickens are plump. Aha. Tasty, tasty. Okay, so I'll be in touch. I will communicate with you when the chickens are plump. Right. And I might use our secret channels, our hidden methods of communication. Right. But I'll be in touch when the chickens are plump. Let's talk about when the chickens are plump. Delicious. Okay. So we have chickens. And oh, we have fried chicken with some vegetables on the side. But I bet most people don't eat the vegetables. They just go for the chicken. All right, here we go. So here are other ways to say when the chickens are plump. So when it's plump, we're talking about the condition of the chicken. Here we go. When the chickens are nice and fat. Yes. When the chickens are ready for eating. Right. And you could also just say to eat. All right, when the chickens are ready to eat or ready for eating. When the chickens look ready to cook. Right. Okay. So if they're like little baby chickens, they're not plump, right? They're not ready to eat and make this delicious meal down here, right? But the chickens up here, tasty, tasty. They look very plump. They look nice and fat. But not like fat in a negative way, but oh, just good amount of meat. And you can make some nice meals with them, right? When the chickens are ready for eating. So, I mean, the chickens right now, you probably wouldn't want to eat them like this. You have to kill them, take the feathers off, and, clean them and cook it and stuff. But they're ready for preparation to be eaten. They're mature. They're grown chickens. They're big and fat, right? When the chickens look ready to cook, right? So repeat after me. Here we go. When the chickens are plump. When the chickens are nice and fat. When the chickens are ready for eating. When the chickens look ready to cook. Right, so once again, when we're talking about plump and we're talking about chickens, we're talking about, they're mature, they're grown up, and they're ready to be processed for eating. You can say a person is plump, but we're not talking about eating them then. If a person is plump, it's kind of a kind way to say they're fat. If someone is plump, it's like, oh, they're cute and they're plump. Like chubby, kind of like that, but it means they're fat, right? So plump could be a nice way to say someone is fat, or just don't say anything at all. Okay, back to the conversation. All right, so Rick, stop worrying so much. I'll be in touch when the chickens are plump. Pete, this is going to be the greatest heist in the history of this tiny town. Oh, I think we have an opportunity here. Vocabulary. The greatest heist. Right. Once again, the full sentence. This is going to be the greatest heist in the history of this tiny town. Okay, so I guess they live in a really, really small town. Not just a small town, but a tiny town. So this is definitely not a big city. This is not a big town. It's not a place with a lot of people. It's a tiny town, right? Okay, the greatest heist. Let's take a look. The greatest heist. Woo! Santa Claus is pointing a gun at me. Right, okay. So here are other ways to say the greatest heist. Here we go. The best Robbery. So robbery and heist are pretty much the same thing. You're taking something, right? The most awesome heist. Okay? The sweetest robbery. And we're not talking about taste. We're not talking about sweet candy or sweet sugar. We're talking about incredible, awesome, fantastic, wonderful, the most successful, right? The sweetest robbery. We could say the most incredible robbery ever. Like #1 ever. The coolest heist. I don't know if a heist is really cool, but we're trying to find other ways to say that, you know, it will be the greatest. Everyone will remember it. It's going to be the most successful heist, the most successful robbery in this tiny town. So in the pictures, first one I gotta talk about is Santa Claus. And we usually think of Santa Claus as being, you know, ho, 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 here's a present. Have you been good this year? Ho, ho, ho. But this Santa Claus, give me all your money. Give me your prized chickens. So maybe it's not really Santa Claus, right? Because Santa Claus is real. No, he's not. Someone is dressed up as Santa Claus and he's going to rob us. This guy, he already has the stuff that he stole and he has it in a bag. And for some reason, he put a big, huge $sign on the outside to let everyone know that he has it. This lady, she is going to crack a safe, to break into a safe box or a big safe with a bunch of bags of money inside. This guy, he kind of looks like a pirate, maybe, I don't know. And he's carrying a big treasure chest or a trunk, right? Okay, so these are other ways to say the greatest heist. Back to the conversation. Ooh, it's getting close to the quiz time. What? Not yet? All right, so I'm going to say the conversation one more time at regular speed. And then we'll do our quiz. That's what these are for, right? I have my glasses. Okay, so Pete starts. Pete, after we steal the prized chickens, we'll need to lay low for a while. Rick, I agree. We'll have to keep in touch through our secret channels. Pete, how loud do you think the chickens will be? Does the farmer have a shotgun? Stop worrying so much. I'll be in touch when the chickens are plump. This is going to be the greatest heist in the history of this tiny town. All right. So, in other words, after we abscond with the prized chickens, we need to hide out for a while. Don't attract attention. We'll have to maintain communication through our hidden channels, our hidden methods of communication. Does the farmer have a shotgun? Does he own a shotgun? Does he have a shotgun in his house? I'll be in communication when the chickens are ready to eat. Woo! This is going to be the greatest robbery in the history of this tiny town. So Rick and Pete, they have some plans, and we don't know whether or not they'll be successful. But what I do know is, it's time for a quiz. Let me prepare. Yes, we're ready. So now I can be nice and serious. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see. Here we go. Question number 1. The boys planned to steal from Once again, the boys planned to steal from Here are your options. A, horses, doctor. B, cows, driver. I think we're going to add one extra word in here. From the, The boys plan to steal from the. So A is horses, doctor. B is cows, driver. C is ducks, banker. And D is chickens, farmer. Oh, I see answers in the comments. It's time for music. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see. The boys plan to steal the chickens, right, from the farmer. Right. Okay. So it's right away in the conversation, right? Let's go back here and take a look. After we steal the prize chickens? And at that point, we can probably assume that it's from a farmer, but then we know for sure it's from a farmer because he's like, does the farmer have a shotgun? Right? So we know for sure that they are planning, or they planned to steal chickens from the farmer. Right. Question number 2. Woo! If we lay low, we're trying to A, avoid confusion. B, avoid attention. C, avoid television. Or D, avoid depression. Here's your music. Okay, so if we lay low, we're trying to avoid attention. Right. Let's take a look at lay low. Where did we, here it is. So it was part of a sentence, lay low for a while. Ah, it's right there. Avoid attention. Avoid means to stay away from something, right? Stay away from attention. So you probably have to stay away from people because they're going to be looking for you, especially the police. Hide out for some time. Keep ourselves out of view for a period of time, right? Avoid attention. If you're trying to lay low, you need to avoid attention. Okay, so the best answer is B. Let's talk quickly about the other answers. Avoid confusion. Confusion just means when people aren't understanding things, everyone is feeling, I don't understand. What? I don't get it. Right? I feel confused. I may be frustrated because I don't understand. So avoid confusion. That's not what we're looking for. Avoid television. Interesting idea, but no, that's not what we're looking for. Huda Imad 2018 says hello. Hello, hello. Right? And avoid depression. Now, that's not the right answer. It's incorrect. But depression is when someone feels depressed, right? And maybe they're upset, they're sad, they're melancholy. They're like, I just don't feel good. And they're like way down here, right? Instead of like really good energy, they're depressed, right? Okay, but either way, that's not the answer we're looking for. Question number 3. Aha. In the conversation picture, the boys are looking A, toward the left, B, toward the ground, C, toward the trees, or D, toward the clouds. Music? Okay, so in the conversation picture, the boys are looking B, toward the ground. Okay, let's see. Maybe this one was a tricky one. Let's take a look at the picture. Okay, so we're gonna need to look at their heads, right? Where are they looking? We can't see their eyes exactly, right? So we have to kind of guess. But based on how their heads are like tilted forward, right? I would say they're looking down. And if you look down, maybe there's some grass down there. Maybe there's a dog or maybe someone playing out there. But the trees are in the background. So they're looking down, right? They're looking down towards the ground. So that would mean B, toward the ground. The closest next answer would be toward the trees, right? Because the trees are in that direction, but their viewpoint right now is looking down. So that would be toward the ground. Toward the clouds, not even close. They'd have to be like this, looking up. Toward the left. Toward the left? No, their heads are down, looking down, right? Okay. And we have to answer using the information that we have, right? Because let's look at the picture once again. We can't actually see, right? We can't see what's down below. So is it possible that there are little baby trees? It's possible, right? But we know for sure that the big trees are in the background. And if this is a deck, it's most likely in the backyard. And in the backyard, they usually have an area that's just grass, right? When they mow the grass and they make it look pretty and stuff like that. So if they're looking down, it's to the ground. All right. So, toward the ground. Question number 4. Here we go. In the location where the boys live, the population is probably around A, 50 people, B, 500 people, C, 5,000 people, or D, 5 million people. Okay, here's your music. Okay, I could listen to the music all day long, but we have a quiz. So, all right. Number 4 was in the location where the boys live. The population is probably around. Around here means approximately, right? We don't have the exact number, but it's probably around A. Yes, 50 people. Okay, so how do we know this information? What part of the conversation led us to know that there are probably about 50 people? Let's go back to the conversation. Here we go. Down at the very end of the conversation, Pete says, "This is going to be the greatest heist in the history of this tiny town." So I remember saying before, this is not a small town. This is not a big town. This is a tiny town, right? So if we look at our options, let me find it here. The options, 50, 500, 5,000, or 5 million. Well, 5 million is like a huge, well, maybe not super huge, but a very large city. Very large city, right? 5,000 people, definitely not a big city, but it's a good sized city. 500, okay, we're getting to small, but it's not tiny. 50 people. That is a tiny town, right? Maybe you have one post office, maybe one gas station, one stoplight. Oh, probably have a bar. Seems like all the small towns have a bar, maybe 2 bars where they can drink because they're so bored. There's no entertainment. Right, so 50 people is the best choice if we're talking about a tiny town. All right, let's move forward. Question number 5. If we regularly keep in touch with the prize chickens, we probably do what? A, talk about stealing them. B, dream about eating them. C, visit them frequently. Or D, listen to them on the radio. Okay, let me know what you think in the comments. Here is your music to give you clear thinking. Okay. Okay, all right, here we go. So if we regularly keep in touch with the prize chickens, in other words, if we communicate or we're around them, if we're around them a lot, we regularly, right? So frequently keep in touch, maintain communication with the prize chickens, we probably do what? Well, keep in touch is all about, being able to communicate frequently and being able to talk and stuff. So C, visit them frequently. You can't really talk with the chickens, right? Not in this reality, right? But if you keep in touch with the prize chickens, you probably go and check on them. You go to see, okay, do they have enough food? Do they have enough water? Are they happy? Are they too crowded? Do we need a bigger place? Are they healthy? Are they plump? Right. Okay. So if we keep in touch, then we probably visit them frequently. Frequently just means often. It means many times, maybe in a day or in a week, but frequently, over and over. All right. Talk about stealing them. Well, we might talk about stealing them, but we're more focused on keeping in touch, right? Maintaining communication or being close to them to see what's happening. Dream about eating them? Probably, especially if they're plump. But once again, the question is focused on keeping in touch, maintaining communication. Listen to them on the radio? Well, I think it would be really boring to hear on the radio. So I don't know anyone who's going to put chickens on a radio. So visit them frequently is the best choice when we're focused on regularly keeping in touch, right? Okay, all right, so that was question number 5. And first, let's go back. For this question, keeping in touch, let's just review the idiom once again. We say in touch when we want to maintain contact or communication with the person. And there are different options: stay in touch, be in touch, keep in touch, or get in touch, right? And just very quickly here, they're very similar, but English has its extra little words for different situations. Stay in touch means we need to maintain communication. Like, let's say you see your friend for the first time in a long time, and they're like, okay, we need to stay in touch. Maybe we'll see each other once a week or call each other, but keep doing it, right? Be in touch is not as specific. It means, okay, once in a while we need to communicate with each other, but we need to maintain some contact. Keep in touch is pretty much similar to stay in touch. You keep in touch with someone you are kind of frequently, contacting them. Get in touch could be like in the example, if I don't get in touch with our lawyer, I won't be able to stay in touch with my ex-wife and kids. So get in touch is mostly used in a situation where you haven't really been contacting the person, but you need to get in touch. You need to establish communication, create communication so that you're able to talk with them, right? Okay, so that's in touch. That was the idiom for today. Okay, so we did the quiz? Yes, right. So let's take a look. what did we accomplish today in this lesson? So let's see if we can fill in the check boxes. Did we talk about an idiom? Yes, we did. We just finished talking about the idiom and reviewing the idiom. So we did that. Did we describe and summarize? Ooh, let's take a look. Yes, we summarized this picture, which means to not give a lot of details, but give a good idea of what is happening in the picture. So yes, we did that. We can put a check mark. Did we use a picture and the idiom to create a conversation? Of course. Aha. So we even made the idioms bold in the conversation, right? And here's our conversation with the picture and the idiom. So we can give a check mark for that. Did we use pictures to explain vocabulary and phrases in the conversation? But of course. Yes. So let's take a look at the phrases that we covered today. We talked about ex-wife. This was when we were talking about the idiom, but either way, it's good. We did lawyer, and we did notary. And one thing I think is important, especially if you come to visit the USA, in the USA, a notary is not an attorney. A notary is not a lawyer. In other countries, notaris, notario, they are similar to an attorney. But in the USA, it's different. It's different. It's important to remember that. Okay, we did steal the prize chickens. How nice. Lay low for a while. Our secret channels. Does he have a shotgun? When the chickens are plump. The greatest heist. All right, so we did a lot of vocabulary and stuff. Here we go. And did we test you with the quiz? Of course. I'm wearing my glasses. And we did music as well. Okay. So we did a lot today. And I had a great time with you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe. Let your friends know. Use the finger. Here it goes. Dude. All right. Okay. And once again, let's finish up. Improve your English and become more valuable, right? So the idea is to use English as a tool, right? To help your life. And when you improve your English, you have a stronger tool to be able to do things. And then you become more valuable, which means you can provide more value to other people and do more things and have more skills. Okay? So I'm going to play a little bit of music because I like it. And then I will type in the comments and say thank you for watching this lesson. Here we go.